Yo, what's up guys? Yeah, PokeaimMD here with the next part of the UU Road to Top 10. Now, if you missed the previous episode, it was uploaded on my birthday, and I know I had like 24 videos uploaded that day. So if y'all missed it, y'all can check it out in the playlist. It's also in the outro as well. But today we have a team by my boy Jay. Jay is an old friend of mine. I have not talked to him in a while. And back during like the Skype days where everybody hung out on that instead of Discord. But yeah, pretty cool team with a M-Camerupt. I hope you guys are enjoying the UU Road to top 10. Of course, if you are, I would love if you leave a like, but only if you are enjoying. And you guys see the team right there, so let's get right into team preview. Alright, so the first Pokemon we have is M-Camerupt. Now, M-Camerupt is EV to outspeed Pokemon such as Slowbro, Amoonguss, Snorlax, basically base 30s. It has a really cool tech in Yawn. Now, what Yawn does is it forces your opponent to switch. Basically, a lot of teams only have like one switch in the Camerupt, right? You have Latias, maybe a Mega Altaria, maybe a Primarina, maybe a Mantine, right? And if you go for Yawn as they switch in, chances are they're going to want to switch out again because they don't want to be put to sleep. So that's really cool because in a position where you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can actually go for an attack that turn. And of course, if they stay in, they go to sleep, potentially knocking you out because a lot of Pokemon in were water types, and that gives something like Terrakion like free setup or anything, or Camerupt gets a huge hit off on something coming in. Now, this is also the Stealth Rocker on the team. And it's also bulky enough to check Pokemon like Scizor, Mega Altaria, Rotom Heat, Mega Manectric, and basically Fire Blast, Kantua, KO, all of them, especially with rocks up. It also tanks Supersonic Sky Strike, has 80% chance to live from a Moltres, and Moltres is a pretty big threat to the team, so that works out for Camerupt. And with Sheer Force, obviously Fire Blast and Earth Power hitting incredibly hard. Terrakion is the next member on the team. It is the sweeper of the team. Sub is really good for expecting your opponent to switch out or sack a Pokemon, and it's really nice because it allows Terrakion to not only avoid status, but also get free setup with Swords Dance. It also helps it obviously avoid priorities such as Vacuum Wave and Bullet Punch. But Dual Dance Terrakion is incredibly powerful. PokeaimMD can knock out Pokemon like Latias after rocks, so that's really cool because it means that you do not have to go for prediction with Terrakion if you are going for sub. It really does ease prediction and switches. And again, dual stab, max speed. Terrakion is a giant threat in the UU tier. And it couples really well with Camerupt because if Terrakion gets rid of Latias, then obviously Camerupt doesn't have, or Camerupt has one less switching. So Hydreigon is next one on the team. This is the Choice Scarf user on the team. It is our Revenge Killer. Sorry if you guys hear all that stuff in the background, but it is a Choice Scarf user on the team. It is also a Defogger as it is immune. Yo, they are coming closer and closer. They don't like this camera fire. No, that's actually a bad joke. I really hope whatever's happening is really okay. But anyway, Choice Scarf Hydreigon is a Revenge Killer. It can outspeed Dragon Dance Como. It has Defog because it is immune to hazards. We have Dark Pulse and Draco Meteor. Our dual stab with Terrakion dealing with Pokemon like Togekiss. Hydreigon is free to fire off its dual stab and U-turn for momentum. It's a great Revenge Killer and also obviously has a bunch of solid resistances. Togekiss is the next member of the squad. It's there to take on the fighting types. It's also a Heal Bell user. It is also a stall breaker in its own regard with Roost, Nasty Plot, and Heal Bell, so most fatter stall teams, though a lot of better stall teams will have Pokemon like Aggron, Nihilego, and whatnot to deal with Togekiss, but other teams might only have a status or passive damage as a way of dealing with Togekiss. So obviously Roost and Heal Bell gets rid of both of those. Air Slash with Serene Grace, Timid Max Speed, so we can flinch our opponents. We also outspeed Pokemon like Bisharp, which is pretty cool. Even be able to flinch Pokemon like that to death. And it is a Primarina check on the team because it's one Pokemon that can actually take a hit from Primarina on the squad. As you can see, the first 3 Pokemon all died of Primarina stab, whereas Togekiss can actually tank one and potentially flinch it to death. Scizor is the next member of the squad. It is a bulky setup Pokemon. It is a check for Latias as well as setting up on Pokemon like bulky Primarina as long as it doesn't burn you. And obviously U-turn for momentum and Swords Dance Bullet Punch. You guys know what Scizor does at this point. I feel like this is not a Pokemon that I have to cover as much in this, but momentum, and the idea is bulky enough to take on some physical attackers in the tier. This could take on a hit from Terrakion if need be, and just pivot out of there. It's a Beedrill check on the team. It could take on Pokemon such as Crocodile if need be as well. Vaporeon is the last member of the squad, and this Pokemon provides wish support for the team. Pokemon like Camerupt, Terrakion, and Hydreigon are actually decently bulky. Like, they have good resistances and they're decently bulky. So Vaporeon takes the role of passing wish to them. Obviously, with Togekiss giving the role of a cleric, that helps out Vaporeon too, so you can't wear it down with Toxic. It is a water immunity on the squad, which is really cool. So it really does help out Camerupt in that regard. And we also have Roar. Now, Roar is really nice just for racking up damage. Pokemon that want to come in on Vaporeon might be Latias, might be Empoleon. Sub-Combine Suicune might try and set up, even though obviously we do have Water Absorb. So Roar is really nice just for phasing and racking up chip damage with rocks, allowing Terrakion to potentially pick them off. So that is the idea behind the team. Let us get right into the battles. Alright guys, so we have our first game of the live, and we are fighting Stall. Now, he's pretty weak to Togekiss, but I have to be very careful because obviously Aggron, if it just breaks through once, it does beat me down. Yeah, that's an issue. Huh. I really have to think about this because like Sub SD Terrakion is really good, and I think Nasty Plot Togekiss is gonna be my way of winning. But I feel like if I use it, I just have to be lucky. I really just have to flinch this thing to death, because even though it's unaware Pikamuku, that shouldn't matter too much with Sub SD Terrakion. I'm gonna try and go Camel from here and see if I can, you know, potentially force something to happen. Now, Scald isn't gonna knock me out, and I do want Rocks up. I value them a lot for breaking through his squad. I also kind of like Earth Power right here, but I feel like Camerupt's Earth Power doesn't do, I mean, it's gonna do like 10 million, but it doesn't do as much as I want to Alamola. Earth Power does a good chunk, actually. I'm gonna go Vaporeon. Not allowing me to get the Scald right now as he throws it off, and I'll throw off a Scald of my own because I do have Heal Bell. I'm not as worried about the, I'm not as worried about Toxic. Like I said, I have Heal Bell and Togekiss. So I get a burn off an Alamola, which is really, really, really nice. And this should allow me to just get in my Togekiss here. And if I'm him, I basically go hard Aggron, right? So a Nasty Plot up. This dude's probably gonna go for Heavy Slam. You do not risk anything else. Goes for Rocks in regular form. What a crazy play, in my opinion. I'm gonna Mega Evolve and go for, like, I feel like he really did not care or wasn't scared about that Pokemon at all. But the fact that Aggron is not Mega Evolved, and the fact that I got Rocks up mean that SD Terrakion can hopefully put in some work. So I feel like Scizor is fine, as it can just U-turn around, doesn't really care too much about the Seismic Toss or anything he wants to do, and I can always go out into Vaporeon. Again, because the endgame is more so focused around hopefully SD Pokemon putting in work. The burn on Alamola is a little bit, I mean the Heal Bell on Alamola is a little bit annoying, especially because I need damage on Aggron, but he's gonna be able to keep Wish passing. I want the Vaporeon to be healthy. Yeah, get out of here. This thing is a problem. Would you allow me to weaken this? I feel like you wouldn't. Data Chansey? What is he talking about? I have no idea what the hell is going on. Anyway, we're gonna Wish. What is can we play? Can we play, sir? Yo, ignore the mod who came in, please. Because I have Heal Bells anyway, it's in my best interest to just pass this to my Scizor, and I can just go right back and forth between this and the Vaporeon. Obviously, I'm a little bit more pressured now, especially because Muck came out, but it'll give me a Protect. And like I said, I really need to get lucky versus this guy. He's smart. I actually get why he didn't Mega Evolve. But if I was any set that, if I was a more threatening set, it makes sense. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in camera. I'm a yawn. I'm a yawn on the Blissey. And if he knocks me out here, because I should die to this plus poison, I'm a Fire Blast here, just in case this dude risks Gligar. Ideally, I die to this plus poison. This gives me Terrakion. This gives me a Swords Dance. As he goes Gligar. And I can sub, because I don't think this thing takes Continental Crush. And he let Blissey go get really weakened. Does it actually take Continental Crush, dude? Does Gligar take it? I know Gliscor doesn't. Gligar probably does tank it. Nope, Gligar did not take it at all. What? Oh, this is fantastic. Even if Aggron does eat this, I just got the damage I need on it for Togekiss. So this is absolutely fantastic. So this is what I was talking about, like pressuring through his team. I kind of wish I just KO'd the Gligar, but this is what I was talking about. Like him going Aggron here, it's amazing if I get off like just any percentage on this Pokemon. It's absolutely fantastic for me. It's worth it. I don't know why he didn't go. Oh, I don't know why he went out. Hold up. I don't want him to go Pikamuku and beat Innards out or something. Maybe that's what his play is. Maybe he just knows I can just sub SD up on Pikamuku all day until Pikamuku's out of attacks. I was thinking about subbing there, but yeah, it's definitely better for me to just go for +2. He dies to Rocks, which is amazing because he has no hazard control. Absolutely amazing. I literally get in Scizor here. Muck is the only thing stopping my Togekiss now. I get in Scizor here in U-turn. And I just Nasty Plot up repeatedly. Nasty Plot up. I'll just Heal Bell as he goes Puku. And I'm just going to attempt to flinch this thing to death. Get rid of this. SD Scizor can win too. As he blocks, that's fine. I went for +4 because either way, I'm going to have to... Either way, I'm going to have to flinch this thing to death. Dude, can we not get my hopes up and can we let me flinch this thing to death? I appreciate that. I don't know why he didn't go for just spam Toxic. I think spamming Toxic is his play. Can we just not get it to 60% and just let me knock it out? Nice. I'm getting PP stalled by this. Nice, nice. Good miss. And then I missed too. I've lost, boys. I'm not sure why he's not spamming Toxic though. Wait, I might not have lost, to be honest. Not yet. Because this dude is using all his recovers. And between this and Scizor, Scizor can just win even if it's -6, right? Can it? Because he can't pass Aggron anymore. So even though I'm losing half this, I think between Wish and Scizor, I might be able to win it either way. What a long game to start. Yo, I swear I do not ever flinch things to death. I have to try. I want to get rid of that. Please let me get rid of Pikamuku here. Even if it means sacking Togekiss, please let me get rid of Pikamuku. Just give me 3 more flinches. Just give me 1 more flinch. I am okay with this. He should not be able to beat SD Scizor now. He should literally not be able to beat SD Scizor. Break through, Togekiss. Break through. Nice. So Pikamuku is gone. I think I literally go SD Scizor now and just mess him up. I mean, I'm going to have to play around with him burning me eventually. But I still go SD Scizor always. Aggron dies to Rock, so I don't really care about that. Scalds is doing 13. Doesn't really matter. I can just SD up multiple times until he's out of Scalds. Don't really have to Roost. Now I can Roost because I'm under half. I just SD up repeatedly. He's almost out of Scalds. Nice 14. Nice 14. Like, this will still mess up Blissey, I'm pretty sure, at the range it's at. Like, I'm fairly confident that a Blissey will die to this too, so that going down would be great. I'm just getting rid of all his Scalds here. Just gonna BP. Hope whatever comes in at crit. 9 more Scalds, so Suni cannot even touch me. And I have 43 BPs, so I'm pretty positive that Blissey's gonna die to this. I'm pretty positive that Blissey's gonna die to this. Only thing is potentially the Muck that can beat me down. But I don't think he beats me by switching around. That did 60%. Scizor +6. Muck. Alolan, you Pursuit Trapper. That's +6. Status burnt. Fire Punch does 72 to 86%. Yeah, I eat those. I just spam Bullet Punch here. Like, repeated. I just keep spamming Bullet Punch until he's out. So I can eat the Fire Punch, and that doesn't really matter what he's doing. I have 40 Bullet Punches. I have 40 Bullet Punches, so I don't really care. Throw away all your protects, my man. As long as Muck is in range, or as long as I'm not in range of Fire Punch plus Burn, which I should never be, I'm good. So I'm gonna Roost once right now, just because like I said, I want to be out of range of that. And once he has no more Scalds, he loses. So I actually don't have to click Bullet Punch this turn, just because it's not a turn he wished. Yeah, because they're not turns. The only time I actually have to click it is when he's wishing. So look at big old SD Scizor. Putting it in work just naturally. Naturally. I'm gonna pause it, guys, until something ends up happening. We'll be right back. Alright, so I ended up winning that game, and that dude had about 300 more points than me. I don't know what's going on the top of this ladder. What? I didn't even... What is this? You're not even on the ladder. Oh, is that just, this is Piff. Oh, I was playing Piff. Nice. So I beat the #1 dude on the ladder right now to start it off. So that's fantastic. Basically, his Muck didn't end up having Fire Punch. So even though he knocked me off, I was able to Bullet Punch it. He was at 10%. And even though he got rid of my leftovers, Alomola cannot beat me ever. So thankfully, I was able to beat Piff in this. And we are starting off super strong. So I'm going to pause it, guys, until we find another battle. Hopefully not Piff. And we'll be right back. Alright, guys, so we have a game, and this dude, I mean, I have the team right here. It's SD Beware, T-Spike, Sludge Bomb, Tentacruel, very threatening, Nasty Plot, Umbreon, Calm Mind, Sword Power, Draco, Lottie with Color Berry. Like, this entire team is really threatening. I think my way of winning is going to have to be with SD Scizor, just because it can check Lottie, but even then, I don't think it necessarily wins. I'm a big fan of Vaporeon early on. I'm assuming Tentacruel will be his lead because it matches up fantastic versus me. But I'm a big fan of Vaporeon earlier on because if I weaken this Hippowdon and potentially beat down the Blade, my Terrakion goes in versus him. So goes Umbreon. I don't mind me burning this thing. Nice. Because I do not mind being burnt myself. Like, that is what I want. So we should be able to wish right here. The cool thing about this team is that I should be able to wish out into Camerupt. Not really care about what Umbreon wants to do and just yawn, hopefully, on Latias coming in. Because Camerupt can break, right? Yeah, so we get in Camo here. We're just going to yawn immediately. Foul Play isn't going to do too much to me. He should switch. And we'll get up my rocks here. I'm assuming the Latias is going to come out. But if he does stay in, fantastic. Umbreon is asleep. And that's setup opportunity for my... my Terrakion. Now, Latias ends up coming out. What's going on? I really want to click Earth Power so badly. I really do, because I have a Scizor, right? And if he does, what's happening outside? If he does double out and goes out into Tentacruel and I get rid of it, not only do I get rid of a bigger threat for Camerupt, but it's just so good for me. But yeah, he ends up going out into his Hippowdon though, which isn't too bad. He can just SD up here. I know this Hippowdon is not Whirlwind. I know it's toxic, and this thing is just very threatening to him in general, like super threatening to him. So I don't see a reason to not click Bullet Punch here. If I'm able to weaken the blade severely, that'll obviously help me out in the long run of things. And we can just U-turn as well. Now, unfortunately, the blade is a giant problem, right? So it's the biggest issue for Terrakion. Outside of that, it doesn't really threaten much. It also should be... No, it's slower. Huh. I'm getting Camel here. He shouldn't stay in, but I'm going to click Fire Blast anyway because there's no drawback, since it can't miss versus the blade and it hits just incredibly hard versus something. And I would love if he gives me the blade because, again, I have SD Terrakion. So this thing is a giant threat, right? He should not stay in. He should never stay in, I feel. The better play is... Yeah, weakening Lottie doesn't really make a difference because I have Scizor as a switching. Better play is the Earth Power. Because he'll get rid of the blade anyway. And I thinking about it, like, if he goes Tentacruel, I would much rather Earth Power it, right? If he makes that play, than going for... Oh, nice. He ends up giving me the Terrakion answer on his team. Obviously, he does have a Powdon, right? But I'll always take that trade. That is such a huge problem for Terrakion. And now my Z Terrakion just goes in. So I will always take that trade. For sure, always. Tentacruel comes out. It's going to Scald into... It's probably just going to Scald into Rapid Spin, right? That's not a big deal. Vaporeon's still very annoying for you to deal with. I just wish... Heal Bulk is fine versus this guy too. SD Scizor literally wins the game. SD Scizor can literally win the game if I weaken Tentacruel at this point, because the Powdon, like I said, doesn't have Whirlwind, it's toxic. So I don't mind just throwing off some Scalds here, potentially burning Lottie. He's obviously Scalding, trying to catch something upon switching, which isn't too big of a deal for me. We'll Wish right now. As he throws off a Sludge Bomb, I'm just trying to burn the Tentacruel just to cancel out its Black Sludge recovery. Again, because I do have Heal Bell support, I should be alright. Like, Tentacruel is also the only thing stopping me from... Tentacruel is the only thing stopping me from winning with Nasty Platoicus as well. So you're gonna Wish right here. As he finally sets up a T-Spike, I feel like he should have done that a while back. And what I'll do is I'll get in my Hydreigon now and defog this away. I don't mind him Scald burning me, because I'll be able to defog away that T-Spike. And obviously getting rid of rocks, helping out my Togekiss a bit. He should go Umbreon, I feel. Like, I think this thing is too much of a problem to risk it. As he goes to Blade, Beware, very solid play. But at the same time, my Camerupt already did his job. If he wants to throw off a Z immediately, anticipating my Togekiss, I don't mind my 15% Camerupt taking it. Camerupt already did his job, right? Like I said, it did its job. At this point now, I can safely bring out Togekiss, and I can click Air Slash, and every bit of damage on that Tentacruel is going to matter. Every bit of damage is going to matter on this thing. Sludge Bomb from Tentacruel to Togekiss. Tentacruel. Wow, that cannot knock me out ever. But I'd rather just go Hydreigon and just weaken him a little bit too. And we're going to U-turn here. He does click Scald. Now the reason this is okay for me is because... The reason I can U-turn is because I can get in Togekiss as he goes Umbreon. Or I can get in Terrakion right now. Right? I can get in big old Terrakion and just SD in his freaking face. Terrakion also lives Hippowdon's attack. Always. Hippowdon, Earthquake never ever KOs. And plus 4 always KOs this. I'm SD up twice. Like I said, I always live that. And now I can just click Close Combat, pick up a KO. And if he gives me a Powdon, he doesn't get up rocks. He doesn't I mean, that Hippowdon's the bigger threat, but like this is good always, I think. Because I should be able to pick up... he gives me Tentacruel, so yeah, he's literally going to lose now to my Nasty Plot Togekiss. He cannot stop that. He cannot stop himself from losing to that Pokemon. Period. Lottie comes out. I know its entire set. I'll save Terrakion just because it can obviously close combat if it needs to. But, I mean, by me bringing out Scizor, I basically gave myself the game right here. I basically just gave myself the game. Because if he goes to Powdon, I Nasty Plot up. I Nasty Plot up with Togekiss twice. Well, actually, I Nasty Plot up once. Let me just get rid of this thing if I can. Because I know the mana just went. Come on, dude. Like, why? 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 I guess Calm Mind Lottie can beat me too. Does Umbreon have any speed on this? It does. Well, Nasty Plot up again. Actually, why would I not Air Slash? Why would you go out to this Pokemon? What's the game plan with going out to this? I'm gonna get +4 and just mess you up. +6, excuse me, and just mess you up. He also made it Combine Psyshock over what it was originally. And he's not Z because Beware was Z. Yeah, he lost. He can't roost off. Basically, he has to pray I miss twice. Because he can't roost off this damage. So he has to pray I miss. Which I thankfully do not. We get rid of Lottie right now. Beautiful. And this thing just wins the game. So this is what I was expecting. Good game, dude. Good game, man. Because he went Umbreon first, I can just roost as well. My Togekiss is back. He had to go Beware there and hope I missed. I don't think going Umbreon was the play, but hey, we take those. We definitely take 63%. Umbreon is a beast. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, guys, so we'll pause it until we find another battle. Some big turns in this, of course, like I said. Me just being able to get in my Terrakion, but him giving me the Blade so early made Terrakion be this threat. Terrakion should not have been that big of a threat to this team. I would argue that his matchup is stronger versus me. If he kept the Combine Store Power Lottie. Of course. I would have argued that. But we'll pause it, guys, until we find another game. We'll be right back. Alright, guys. So we have a game and another tough one. Another Blade. I like Camerupt in this, but it doesn't find very many opportunities to get in safely. But I very much like Vaporeon. Vaporeon just clicks Scald immediately. And Protect, just in case this is AV and I want to see how he wants to play. Ends up going for that. That's fine. So we're going to Scald him right now. Ideally getting a burn. He doesn't have Heal Bow on his team, so if I burn a Mienshao, that'd be fantastic. Nice. And he's very poor versus this Pokemon, right? His main way is going Reuniclus and Combining up. So I'm going to Roar right here. As he goes Blastoise. I wish I clicked Scald again, but every bit of damage on half his Pokemon is going to matter. So I'm going to just keep Scalding. As he goes Reuniclus. We'll get in Scizor here and we'll just click U-turn. Again, Vaporeon is super good in this game. Vaporeon is fantastic in this game. Not only forcing a few things in particular, but also just being solid in general. So I don't mind Gligar coming out if he wants to potentially Toxic me. I'm assuming he's going to Rock. My bad, bro. That's really big. That's really big. Yeah. I mean, I have Heal Bell, which I get off versus half your team, but that is huge. Like, even if he doubles now, it don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. At this point, I could just Swords Dance up as he goes the Blade. And U-turn right on out of there into Camel. I don't think the Blade can really threaten Camel. And I just click Fire Blast. I either nuke the Blade or I get rid of Gligar. Blastoise is a cool switch-in, but I was going to say every bit of damage on Blastoise matters. That dude is not clicking Scald ever here. He's going to click Pulse. Oof, that does a good chunk. I'm not going to lie. Do I want to go Terrakion? Is that really premature of me? I actually do. And I'm just gonna click Continental Crush. If he gives me Gligar, that means he doesn't get... Gligar can't come in later. And Continental Crush just ensured some damage on something, so I'll take it. Especially because I'm very weak to this Pokemon, too. I'm a Stone Edge here. Every bit of chip on the blade is going to matter in the long run of things. Especially for Dark Pulse and whatnot. Yeah, I don't mind. Like I said, every bit of damage on the blade is going to matter. For Scizor, for Dark Pulse, because Scizor beats Mienshao, Scizor can beat Nihilego, and I can literally go out into Hydreigon here. And be a man and click U-turn. And get in Camerupt and just click Earth Power. I know this is AV, but I don't think it takes any hit. I don't think it takes this. Not well, anyway. Yeah. Barely, if ever. I click Earth Power again. If he gives me Mienshao, he lost his Dark Resist. If he goes Blastoise, he lost one of his Scizor answers. I kind of wish I clicked Rocks there. But either way, he'll be able to knock me out here. So that shouldn't matter as much. As Nihilego is going to come out. Power Gem me, maybe? There's no way I'm not clicking BP. Every bit of damage on Blastoise matters so much. Every bit of damage matters. At this point, I just sat Camerupt. Get in my Togekiss and click Air Slash. Maybe I might have messed up here because Power Gem is problematic. I'm gonna have to get a play right. I feel like I roost here. Nice, nice, nice. Would he Scald? I mean, either way, Togekiss is always my play. Togekiss is always the play. Try and weaken Blastoise as much as I can. I don't bother switching. I just try and... Basically, I try and make it that Dark Pulse beats this guy, which is very, very likely. As he doubles out into the blade. And at this point, I mean, that shouldn't matter. You're just giving me a little bit of damage off on this blade, and I get to bring out my Vaporeon now and not really care. So I just wish up here. I wish up. If the blade SDs, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna roar. That way he can't Calm Mind up on me. And I've gotten my Vaporeon up to a good amount of damage, a good amount of HP. Always click Scald. Always wish as he throws off what? Gigavolt Havoc? All out pummeling. And I can just roar now and not care. Again, keeping your Vaporeon as healthy as possible. Eventually getting in Blastoise most likely. Like, this isn't a problem to me. I don't mind Reuniclus. I do not mind. How do I keep getting Reuniclus? How? Is this looped? Like, is this actually looped? About to say, finally. Big Vaporeon is such a good Pokemon. Getting SD Scizor right now. And the cool thing about this is because he won't ever... I don't think he'll ever risk Blastoise. So even though I'm only doing 8%, right? It's still so necessary. It's still so necessary. Like, if he goes Blastoise and I burn it, I'm good. I had Heal Bell Toge, but it was huge. It was very huge. Can I just get the... Can I get Blastoise, please? Can I please get Blastoise? I just need damage on it for Dark Pulse. Thank you. Give me Scald damage on this boy. That's a good chunk. Give me a burn. 100% accurate. I think I always go Togekiss here, even if he Ice Beams. Yeah. Always BP. Every bit of chip is going to matter because, again, this Blastoise isn't putting itself in range, which is fantastic. Blastoise is just putting itself in range. He's getting Nihilego. Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse soon. Like I said, he's getting Nihilego. If I kill Nihilego, I Dark Pulse sweep. So he can't let me kill Nihilego. And now I can roost safely. This is not an issue for me, right? Because I can always get in Vaporeon and not care. I always get in Vaporeon and just click Scald. If he loses this, he loses the SC Scizor. So I am okay with this. Yep, the blade is gone. Big Eat. Boy, chewed. As I said, I knew I won, and obviously Toxic would have been big, but I would have heal belled it immediately. I don't need this Pokemon anymore. I just get in Scizor. Play Bullet Punch. He gives me Nihilego. Getting Togekiss now. Nasty Plot up. Good game. Yeah, so that Toxic was big, and obviously me burning everything 100% of the time was also really big. But at the same time, as you guys saw, I had Heal Bell, and I had quite a few opportunities to actually end up Heal Belling on my opponent. So, and obviously getting the plays right versus Nihilego were pretty big too. But this is fun. Yo, Big Camel too. Big Camel scaring out. Why do we keep fighting the Blades? Big Camel scaring out everything. Do I want this? If I win the next game, am I top 10? No, I have about 40 more points. I'm gonna end it here. I think this was a very good episode. I do hope you guys all enjoyed, just mainly because of time constraints. It's 3:15. I gotta render this. It'll take about 15-20 minutes after editing and after putting in all the screens and stuff. Then I gotta upload it. I gotta go pick up Marlene from work. So I do hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Games are all pretty good, and you know, Camo might not have done the most in this entire live. In fact, Terrakion definitely made a way for the most part, and that's why in that last game, the fact that guy Yeezy did not have wish support was so big, because every 1% I got on the blade, every 12% I got on Blastoise with Bullet Punch, right? It was all putting it down to a potential Dark Pulse win, and if he switched into Blastoise at that point, I just BP again, and next time I just SD up and I win. So, hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you did. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends. We are very close to top 10 of the ladder.